Alright, working on the old truck bed again today, and let's see what we're going to start with. I'm going to come around the front here. This is what goes up against the cab. So we fiberglassed everything up. We welded all the seams and fiberglassed all the seams that had seam sealer in it. And what we're going to do is, first I'm going to take 36 grit on the grinding wheel and just knock all these big rough edges down. That way when I shape it with my 80 grit sandpaper, it doesn't tear the paper up. So after we shape it and smooth it down, then we'll put putty on here. I'm not going to worry about too much what it looks like, you know. I mean, there's going to be dents and everything, and the problem is this is only a single panel. See, like right here is a dent. If I hit that in and fix that dent, then it's going to be on the other side. So I'd rather have these dents over here. I straightened this as much as I could so that the inside panel will take the filler, and I can flatten that out, and that'll look perfect. So that's the game plan. So I'll set these up on a tripod, and then we'll knock all these rough edges down, and then we'll hit it with 80 grit. Alright, I got that all prepped and got all the excess fiberglass that I want taken down. So right now it's going to get a real thin coat of body putty. But you know, when people see this, you know, they think, geez, Christ, you put a lot of filler and stuff on here. But fiberglass is different than filler. Fiberglass, you can build the whole car out of fiberglass. You know, that's very stable. But body putty, you want to put on thin. And even though when you put body putty on, even fiberglass, like up here, watch your step. You know, I welded up the holes, and then it looked like I put a lot of fiberglass on, but you know, like 80% of it comes off. And then now, you know, this is bare metal, right down to the bare metal. This is going to get this whole thing is going to get a coat of body filler, and it's going to get sanded flat, and it's going to be so thin that it'll be almost transparent, except where the fiberglass is, you know. And it's just to take care, like right here is a factory imperfection, you know, a swale, you know. So you know, everybody gets excited. Oh yeah, you put all that body putty on and all that stuff. You know, that's not how it works. So relax everybody. Alright, let me slop up some body putty and we'll throw it on here. Alright, yeah, we got both sides done. I'm not going to mess with the middle yet, but I'm happy with that. I got the shape of it, and remember, none of it's going to get seen, you know, absolutely none of it. But I'm going to do this half as if it is going to be seen, you know. Sometimes it's easier to do something right than it is to just half-ass it. So I got that filled in nice and smooth, but there are a couple of low spots, so I'm going to fill in the low spots, and then it should be fine. Let's go over here. Come on, watch your step. Same with this side, you know. Remember, we're trying to, that's as far as down as I can go. You can just barely see where that metal thing was. You know, I ground that down as much as I could, but we're happy with it, you know. Like I said, there's a couple low spots, so I'm going to fill them low spots in there and make that smooth. So, alright, I got second coat on here on the low spots. Some guys would have just smeared the plastic all over the whole thing and hogged it all out, and, you know. But the way I did it, you know, you save a little body putty, and the price of this stuff nowadays is crazy. A gallon of fiberglass I had, I think I paid $40 for it 3 years ago, you know, because stuff lasts a long time. But anyway, I just looked the price of it, and it's $100 a can now. So anyway, all right, this one I just put on, so that's still hardening up. So I'm going to hit this one with 80 grit, and then it should be done. Be able to put a real thin coat on and sand it down with maybe 120 or so. All right, sun's going down over there, so we've packed it in for the day. We got this all done. I'm just going to put a real thin coat of plastic on there, and then sand it with 120, and then prime it, and that'll be done. And I slopped this all up, so all we have to do is sand that down. Not going to make that pretty, but it's actually prettier than I wanted right now. So I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, another beautiful day, so let's see what we can get done on this. Let's knock this down, and then we'll put our thin coat on for to cover up some of the pinholes. I don't really see any. Well, there's a few tiny pinholes. You know, maybe I won't smear the whole thing. Maybe I'll just fill the pinholes and then give it some heavy primer. So we'll see. We'll make that decision when we get there, right? All right, let's hog this down. All right, yeah, I got the back of that sanded down as good as I want. I'm happy with. Like I say, it's not going to be seen, so it's not perfect. It's wavy, but the edge here I want nice. Even though you might only see 1 inch of the edge, I'm still going to do this pretty good. I was going to put glazing putty on the whole thing, but you know, any more glazing putty is this little thing. It looks like a quart, but it's not. It's only 30 ounces, not even 32 ounces anymore. And that thing there is $100. So I'm just going to spot, you know, like I don't know how well you guys could see, but you know, like I got tiny little pinholes here and here and here, and then I got a little pinhole down here, so, and then a little cut right here I dug out. So I'm just going to spot glaze this, and then sand the whole thing with 120 and give it some heavy primer, and it should be fine. So let's do that. Also, what we're going to do is you know, I had some rust spots here, and even where the L and M was and stuff like that. And what I'm going to do is we're going to treat that with rust neutralizer here. Put the rust neutralizer on there, and if it turns black, you know it's working. I did it over here. That's actually etching the metal too. So, like I said, I sanded it all down the metal. Not going to sandblast this, but you know, at least it'll be okay. Alright, we'll do that, and then we'll sand it with 120, and then it should be ready for primer. Alright, yeah, we're all ready to paint. It's all smoothed out, and actually came out better than I wanted it to. So we're happy with that. Alright, yeah, I got this all primed and everything, so this back is done. And like I say, it came out much better than I wanted it to, so we're happy with that. Come on over here. Even this side came out nice. So we're happy with that. What we're going to do now is I slapped some putty up here before I did all this priming. That way all this putty would get on fresh steel. So this top rail is ready to sand. I think maybe I'll try and sand that since we got a little time, right? Alright, slow down, slow down. Alright, getting late in the day, and I'm going to wrap things up for now. Yeah, we got the top here laser straight, so we're happy with that. You know, I want the both ends to meet up perfect, you know, and I feel like most pickup trucks, they don't. So it didn't take much putty at all, so just the edges where they meet. Alright, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, another day here. We're going to work on the old Ford. Watch your step, come on, climb up here. Whoa, whoa, be careful. Whoa, be careful. Alright, we got some stuff prepped up to put some plastic on. Alright, we ground down all this fiberglass and ground this all down to metal here. And, oh, watch your step. And I got a little patch here I got to weld up. And here. So what our plan is today is to get that side rail done, finish the top rail here, and this back rail. I forgot to grind that down. You don't have to, when you put the plastic over the fiberglass like that, you really don't have to grind it down. It'll adhere, but I like to because it doesn't hurt. So I'll come back and grind that down, you know, like this. Just give it something to bite to. So that's our goal. We're going to try and get this all done and in prime, because Ian's on its way. Ian will be here tomorrow, so we want to get that covered. And we're only doing that. I got a little patch down here I'm going to do. But we had a late start today. It's 2 o'clock now. But I had something to do. I had to sleep. I was tired. This thing killed me yesterday, so we overslept. We slept till about noon, which is fine because we went to bed late, you know, 3 o'clock or so. But we overslept, so we're only going to do this little bit, and that'll be it for today. All right, let me slop some putty up, and we'll throw that on there. All right. Yeah, we got the basic shape that we want here. Now we just got to clean it up, and it should be fine. Right now we got a sharp edge on here. Matter of fact, watch you don't cut yourself. You don't want that. I've seen some guys that leave the sharp edge, and you know they like that, but not me. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to round the edges off. Here's a factory edge here. We'll get it to match that, and then we'll just touch up. We'll fill in where we have to. But I did this rail down here, and just for fun, I put the air file. I put the air file up here to see how thick some of the stuff was, and not bad at all. It's not thick at all. So when we do the top, we'll just grind that all the way down to the metal and go from there. So yeah, right now we got to we'll get the air with the hand file and just go along and get a nice edge on there. Alright, yeah, we're happy the way it's coming out. We only got about another hour or so to work. You know, it's 3 o'clock now, and we're expecting Ian. At least now, even if I don't get to prime it, you know, it's not going to rust up because it's covered with plastic. So, you know, this little stuff here, that's sand right up. Alright, back to work. Alright, we cleaned everything up a little bit, and there are a couple areas that need a little more plastic, like right there. Not much, just a little bit. And if you guys marking out your stuff like this, never use a Sharpie, because it'll bleed through, and you never get away from it. Come all the way to the paint job. Just some real tiny areas. So I'm doing this with my left hand, that's why it looks a little wacky. You see it right down the metal, so like I said, this ain't all that thick, it's decorative. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna slap that, I'm going to fill that in, and then go along here and fill in some of the big areas, and then call it a day. And watch it rain all day tomorrow, so we'll see you in a day or so. Alright, it's been about 6 days since the last time I worked on this. We had 6 straight days of rain from that Hurricane Ian that came up here. So I was able to do a little bit of stuff inside. You know, I stripped the paint off of these tailgate hinges and stuff, and all these. Did a little bit of work inside, but not much. And it's a little damp out here right now. You know, the sun hasn't burned off the morning dew, but I did blow the truck off. That way I could start working on it a little sooner than if I just waited for it to dry. But while we're waiting for it to dry, because if I started sanding right now, all that stuff would just cake up and make a mess. So maybe I won't start doing body work till after lunch. So in the meantime, what I've been doing is cleaning out this seam here, getting all the seam sealer out of here. And what I'm going to do is I'm not gonna weld this thing up 100%. I'm going to maybe put a 1-inch stitch weld here, and then go another 3 inches, and then another 1 inch, 3 inches, and another 1-inch weld. So it's going to be stable, and then I'll grind it all down and then fill that in with fiberglass. So I think that's what we'll do now. Like I say, and then around noontime everything should be dry enough to do some body work. So that's what we're going to do now. All right. Yeah, I got fiberglass on the sides where our seam sealer was, and got it all welded up. And now I'm going to finish the top here, and I'm going to do the top rail and the bottom rail. I got it all ground down. Here's where I had to weld them holes. So that's fiberglass. Same with here, fiberglass. So I figured it's better to take all it down. It's just too many paint jobs on this thing, so I'm probably going to wind up grinding this whole bed down, this bare steel. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to finish putting a thin layer. That should be all it takes, because it's relatively flat. So I'm going to put a thin layer of plastic on the whole thing. All right, let's put some skim coat on this. That's what we call it, skim coat. All right, yeah, it's getting to the end of the day here, and I shaped it and got a good first coat on there, and then I just went around and hit some low spots. You see how thin it is. You can actually see the pencil marks underneath a lot of this. So this should clean up nice. So gonna go out to dinner, and I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, it's been a few days now. Not that I haven't worked on it, it's just I haven't been filming. You know, it just takes so long to film. It takes like 3 or 4 times to do a job when you film it. You know, setting up the camera and walking around and showing it and stuff, and I'm in a crunch for time here. I want to try and get this done before winter sets in, and that's why I didn't film it. So let's climb up here, and we'll catch up to where we're at. All right, be careful. All right, we sanded everything down, put one coat down, then came back and filled in the low spots. And now what's going on is I started with 36, went down to 80 grit. And after 80 grit, a lot of guys just keep it at 80 and then spray 3, 4, 5 coats of polyester filler on it, you know, and then sand it out. But I put this glazing putty on, and it's a lot cheaper. And it just covers up the scratches and minor imperfections and pinholes. I don't think I have any imperfections. You know, the bodywork is pretty much straight on. If you remember, this was pretty rough. This whole thing had holes in it. Had over 45 holes in it that I repaired. So like I say, the bodywork is pretty much perfect, and probably better than it should be for a bed. But right now, I got the glazing putty on there to fill in the scratches, the 80 grit scratches, and we'll sand that out, and then it should be ready to prime. So we're happy with it. And like I said, it's just the top rail on the side here. We still got the whole thing to do, and like I say, this thing, it's got so much work that has to be done. I think my next move is going to be to fill these holes in that I cut. You know, they were pretty bad, so I made the panels for that. The panel over here. So I think I'll do that, and then we'll start doing the front of the bed here. Do all the body work on there. I filled in here. This is the header, right? You had an indent here, and then they had an angle iron here to reinforce everything. So I'm just going to incorporate that hunk of steel. It's a quarter, probably, yeah, it's quarter inch steel, and fair this in, make it look good. Like I said, the wood's going to come just about up to that. So, and then we'll fair that in. So we'll make it look good, especially for a bed. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to knock all this down, and then that top half should get ready for primer, and we should be done with that. But there was a lot of work, you know, especially on these corners. These corners were a mess. If you remember, they had a big hunk of steel here, and this was all compromised. So we did that. We got all inside where the tailgate hook's on, and that came out nice, and all these came out nice too. So I had to redo all 4 of them portholes. So that's what we're gonna do. That's why, you know, I'm not showing you how to do this stuff. This is just more or less progress on the progress we're making on this thing. So, all right, I'm gonna next time you see me or the truck, it'll probably be all sanded down or in primer. I don't know. So we'll see you guys then. Here's the glazing putty I'm using. A lot of you guys are probably going to ask that. It's all the same stuff. No matter what name is on it, it's all the same stuff. So it doesn't matter. All it is resin and talcum powder. You know, and it's this stuff is just a little runnier and drippier. You know, it doesn't matter what the name is and everything like that. You look at it, and this, I didn't even realize it myself till right now, but has Valspar's name on it, and they've been around for over 100 years, I think, Valspar. Alright, let's do some work, and we'll see you in a while. Alright, yeah, I got all the body work done up here, and I think we're ready to prime. Watch your step. This came out nice, man. This is smooth as glass. Same with up here. And I stripped all down under here. But I'm not going to tape nothing out. I'm just going to spray that out, because this all has to get stripped down afterwards anyway. So, alright. Don't mean to move the camera so much, but that's just what happens. I don't have a cameraman here. So, alright. We're going to prime it up and see what it looks like. Alright. Yeah, we got that all primed up, and yeah, we're happy the way it came out. I mean, these corners here were a mess. I almost had to reconstruct the whole thing, and looks pretty good. Looks straight enough for a bed, flat enough, level enough, huh? If I stumble on something that needs touching up, we can always do that. But even this back rail came out nice. It had a lot of holes in it. So, all right, there you guys say enough of this. All right. See you in the next one.